Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is Kidlit Joy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to review Ladies' Night by Amie Kaufman and Meagan. This is a new release, medieval, sapphic, YA story, maybe with dragons, and it was a really fun, interesting read. And I will have talked about it at some point on my other channel that I read this wearing two hats. There is the personal reader Steph hat and there is also my Kidlit reviewer hat. And so in this particular review, I'm going to talk about it from my Kidlit review hat because this book I think is a really fun YA story. I think it reads really appropriately for the 13 to 18 market. I think it is contemporary enough in its writing style to make it accessible to anyone who wants to read a medieval story, who wants to read about girls who are knights and the damsel who is not a damsel, who is able to perfectly plot things herself, and the way that they are able to save a village from a dragon when all of the menfolk are condemning the lady knight for being a lady. So it's one of those really cool stories that is very much about tackling the patriarchy and tackling gender norms and being really awesome while doing it. There's a lot of humor thrown in. There's a girl gang that has the conflict that does often arise when you have a number of girls in a group together and perhaps not understanding each other, but ultimately they are there for each other in the end, and I appreciate that, as well as being a really wonderful sapphic YA story. It is a story of Gwen, who is the daughter of a blacksmith, but she herself is also a blacksmith and she's very good at her job. And at the start of the book, she is trying to save enough money to enter a jousting tournament in which she just wants to prove that she can do it once. And while she's selling her wares at a fair, she meets Lady Isobelle, who purchases enough of her things that allows her to enter into this tournament. And she's made her own armor. No one can tell that she is a woman. And she wins. And she earns a spot in the greater tournament, which initially she's just not going to continue on to until Lady Isobelle figures out who she is and convinces her to enter the tournament, because whoever wins the tournament is going to win Lady Isobelle as a bride. And Isobelle is not really up for that. She's not thrilled with that possibility because some of the other knights are not great. And so for the two of them, it is concocting a plan to hide Gwen in plain sight and to help her compete in the tournament as her brother. It is a fun romp. Like, it's not a thick book. There is a narrator who breaks the fourth wall at different points within the story, which adds for a little element of whimsy. Wearing my Steph hat, like, this is not necessarily a book I would pick up for myself, just because it's not necessarily the kind of YA that I'm always interested in reading. But it does have a lot of those elements that I recognize for this age group, for this readership, and for this queer space. It's really sorely needed to have this representation, and I think that's really fantastic. So I did receive this as a review copy from the publisher. It was an unsolicited review copy and I did enjoy my time reading it. So thank you very much to Ellen and Unwin for the review copy. I will leave links to where you can find out more information about the book and the authors down below. In the comments, I'd love to know, have you read other books by Amie Kaufman and Meagan? I have read a few things here and there across the years, and they are a bit of a powerhouse writing duo in the YA space, which I think is great. If you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave a sword emoji to let me know that you're here. Otherwise, I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.